announcement, and welcome to the Tiara Thomas Show. Have a seat. So on today's show, we have a very special guest. You guessed it, our 33rd president, President Harry S. Truman. Well, first, let me tell you what an honor it is to have you on my show, Mr. Truman.
No. It's an honor to be here, Miss Thomas.
First of all, tell me a little bit about yourself.
I was born May 8th, 1884, and I died December 26, 1972.
Wow, a day after Christmas. Well, on the bright side, at least you got to spend the holidays with your family.
Very true. Well, let me tell you about my early years. Well, I was born in the small town of Lamar, Missouri. Yes, Lamar. I hear that's now a common name for some folks.
Yeah, I have a cousin named Lamar. Okay, so you're from Lamar, Missouri. What else?
Yep, Missouri was both my birth and home state. My parents were John and Martha, and I had a brother named Vivian and a sister named Mary. And then we moved to Kansas City. I had a tough childhood. You see, I grew up with glasses, which made me stick out among my peers. Nobody really wanted to play with me, so I turned my interest to reading, and I actually became very, very fond of the piano. I became a very hardworking student, which made me who I am today, and graduated high school in 1901. I wanted to go to West Point, but I couldn't get in because once again of my darn eyesight. My family had financial problems, so I dropped out of Kansas City College and had several jobs. People started warming up to my glasses.
That's great. You know, I wear glasses myself. Who knew that could have been such a big obstacle for somebody?
For the next decade, I worked on a family farm with my brother. In 1905, I escaped the farm by joining the National Guard, and that's where I met the love of my life, Bess Wallace.
Aww.
You see, things weren't always that fancy with her. She was quite trifling. I proposed to her in 1911, and she curved me. I mean, absolutely rejected me. Oh, it was quite horrible and embarrassing. But our love carried on. Back to the military career. I served in World War I after the death of my father. Enough of that. What else do you want to know?
Well, let's get to the good stuff. What is it, audience? They want to know how you became president.
You see, that's a funny story. President Roosevelt dropped Henry Wallace like a hot potato because he offended many of the party professionals. I was part of the Democratic Party just minding my business, and suddenly I emerged as a consensus choice for the vice president slot. I was shocked. So I jumped right in like Kermit the Frog, just minding my business, and did flawlessly during the national campaign. Ooh, the people just loved me. So the 82nd day of my vice presidency, I was sitting in the office just minding my business, and Miss Eleanor Roosevelt approached me and said, "Harry, the president is dead." And that's the day I became president. You see, that wasn't enough for me. I sought to be elected president as my own right for a full term. Now let me tell you, that campaign was drama. One word to describe the whole thing: haters. Nobody had faith in me. Even my own party was talking behind my back. They had the nerve to even nominate a Dixiecrat. They tried to push me aside for Eisenhower. Let me tell you, they'll have your back 1 minute and stab you the next. Haters, I tell you. It wasn't any better with the Republican Party. Have you heard about Dewey? Now listen to me. This is a funny story. The Chicago Tribune went as far to printing the headline, "Dewey defeats Truman. Dewey defeats Truman." Let me tell you, they were in for a shock the morning I defeated Dewey. Ooh, they looked so stupid. Now put this in a history book. This was the pettiest moment of my life. Look at that smile. April 12, 1945 was the date I succeeded Roosevelt, and November 1948 is when I earned it in my own right.
I just love it. Can you tell me some of your important accomplishments while you were president?
Well, I guided America through post-war recession. I started racial integration in the military, the fair deal, called for attack during the Korean War, my national security team, and some foreign policy. The United Nations, yep, I can take some credit for that. Helped with the creation of Israel, Truman Doctrine to contain communism, Marshall Plan, Berlin Airlift, and forced the Japanese to surrender.
Well, indeed, Mr. Truman is a very amazing man and an even better president at that. I enjoyed having you on my show.
No, the pleasure is mine, Miss Thomas. Now leave with this, audience. It is amazing what you can accomplish if you do not care who gets the credit. I'm President Truman, and I approve this message.
And that's all we have for today. Tune in for next episode. You guessed it, we'll be having Kim Kardashian.